Hey guys, this video will be all about noise in VCV Rack, what kind of noise types we can find in VCV Rack, and some ideas what we can do with noise and how we can use it for adding more layers and elements to our patches. In this video I will concentrate on three main types of noise: white noise, pink noise, and red noise. But as you can see, there are many different modules that can produce all sorts of noise types, so I encourage you to go and experiment. Let's look first at some of the differences between the different noise types. Let's start with white noise. White noise is actually a signal that contains all the frequencies of the spectrum with equal intensity per frequency. It means that when we are hearing white noise, we're actually hearing all the frequencies, all the different pitches at once, and they all have the same intensity. But be aware that we as humans have the ability to hear frequencies in the range from 20 Hz and up to 20 kHz, and of course that differs from person to person. So when listening to white noise, we are actually listening to around 20,000 frequencies at the same time. Now, why does it sound so high in pitch? I mean, if white noise consists of all frequencies, why does it sound so bright? That's because there are many more high frequencies than low ones, and the intensity of all frequencies of white noise is equal, so we hear a lot more high frequencies than low ones. So if white noise consists of all the frequencies in the same intensity per frequency, what is then pink noise? Well, pink noise is in a way a variation of white noise. Pink noise also contains all the frequencies of the spectrum, but the intensity of the different frequencies is not similar to this of white noise. If in white noise all frequencies have the same intensity per frequency, then in pink noise the intensity is per octave. Let's say that we start from 400 Hz, one octave above it will be 800 Hz, double the frequency, and one octave above that would be 1600 Hz. So from 400 to 800 Hz we have 400 frequencies, but from 800 to 1600 Hz we have 800 frequencies. If they all had the same intensity, we would hear the high frequencies more because there are more of them, just like with white noise. But in the case of pink noise, the intensity of each octave is equal. So even though there are more frequencies in the range of 800 to 1600 Hz, they will have the same intensity like the octave below it, from 400 to 800 Hz. That's why pink noise sounds less bright and more flat, and is also often used to calibrate and test speakers, for example, and also used as a tool for mixing. Now red noise is a bit different. Red noise, also known as brown noise or Brownian noise, is a signal produced by Brownian motion. Brownian motion, also called Brownian walk or drunken walk, is a sort of a random motion like the one you can see here on the phrase sequencer. The step is moving once or twice forwards, then backwards, then forwards again, a couple of times backwards, and so on. Red noise has also a greater decrease in intensity per octave, and it sounds even lower and darker than pink noise. Now what can we do with the different noise types and how we can use them inside VCV Rack? Let's start with using noise as a sound source. So here we have a simple sound, a sort of a swoosh sound or wind. We have white noise going through a filter to clouds in looping delay mode to add some reverb and delay. And with opening and closing of the cutoff point of the filter, we can create this swoosh sound and use it maybe as a layer to add excitement or as a transition tool to use between different parts of the track. We can of course experiment with the different types of noise. So now it's on white noise, you can hear it's really bright. This is now pink noise, it's a bit darker. this is red noise, even darker. We can also change to granular mode and create some atmosphere. So here we have again white noise going through the filter to the texture synthesizer to clouds, but this time it's on granular mode and it sounds like this. And another cool thing to do with noise as a sound source is creating percussive sounds. So here we have the topograph from Valley as our drum sequencer. And we have 3 noise generators. One is generating white noise and the other 2 are generating red noise. They are all going through an envelope generator, in this case Spank from Volt, and some filters. And this is how it sounds like. We can play with the rhythm also. And let's start with the first voice here and see what's going on. So this is a sort of a shaker. You can see we have red noise here going through Spank to tangents, low pass mode or low pass input of tangents. From there to the high pass input of tangents, from there to the mixer. We have Rampage is modulating the decay of Spank, and we have also the envelope output of Spank is modulating the cutoff point of the first tangents, the low pass tangents. And this is a sort of a shaker and can play also with the release of Rampage here. And then we have this voice here. And this is again red noise going through Spank, then a distortion from Blam Soft and then to the mixer. And then we have the sort of a hi-hat sound, which is really nice, really clicky and crunchy. And this time this is white noise, so it's higher in pitch, or at least it sounds like that. And again it's going to Spank and tangents to the mixer, and again also here the decay of Spank is being modulated by Rampage, and I can also play with the release of Rampage here. And Rampage has been triggered by the accent trigger output of Topograph. So you can hear it's like modulating the decay and creating accents. If you want to learn more about creating some basic percussive sounds, there will be a link in the description and a card somewhere here up to a video I made a while ago about creating basic percussive sounds in VCV Rack. Now what we can also do with noise is of course use it as a modulation source. So first of all we can use noise as a signal for a sample and hold unit to sample from. And if you want to learn more about sample and hold, there will be again a link in the description and a card to a video about sample and hold I've made. But in general, what it's doing is it's sampling a signal each time it receives a trigger, and it holds this signal until the next trigger. So here we have utilities from audible instruments, and the bottom section here is the sample and hold section. Now if nothing is connected to its input, it will sample the signal from its own pre-wired white noise generator, which means sampling from a signal that contains all of the frequencies of the spectrum. The random voltage is going then through an attenuator to a quantizer, and from there to the volt per octave input of an even VCO, and by that randomizing its pitch, and this is how it sounds like. Another thing we can modulate using noise is the cutoff point of a filter and the frequency of an oscillator. This can add some grit and character to the sound and spice up your patches. And of course you can choose between different types of noise and get different results. Here is another example using noise as a modulation source. We can create weird percussive metallic sounds by modulating the frequency and the pulse width of an oscillator with noise, and then adding some plate reverb and distortion. So here we have the fundamental VCO generating a square wave, which then goes through tangents to slap, and from there to a distortion. We have white noise coming out of the sample and hold unit, going through slap to the mixer, and topograph is setting the rhythm, and white noise is modulating the frequency and the pulse width of the oscillator. The envelope output of the first slap is also modulating the cutoff point of tangents, and two sample and hold outputs are modulating the size and the modulation depth of the first plate reverb, which is on tuned mode, what adds to the metallic character of the sound. By playing with the reverb, we can get really nice, weird psychedelic sounds. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and thanks to all of you who commented on the Facebook post sharing tips and tricks. If you have any questions or you want to add something, please feel free to leave a comment. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you like to see more videos like this, please subscribe, and have a good one.